We've got a new One Piece chapter, baby! It feels like it's been years since I've read any One Piece. It feels like millennia have passed, that the ages have gone on, seasons have changed, and now finally, I have new One Piece to read. I'm so happy right now. I want to thank everyone for supporting me in this difficult time, but now the drought has ended and I can finally talk about some new One Piece content. I'm so excited right now. Genuinely, as soon as these scans popped up on my feed, I had the biggest grin on my face. I was so happy, and I've read the chapter twice now. I'm ready to talk about it. I have a lot of thoughts about the ongoings that are occurring. So first off, the cover story starts with Queen and Caesar mass-producing deadly weapons with Germa 66, which is a really interesting way to continue this cover story sort of saga. I can't really remember a whole lot of what was happening earlier, but this is an interesting little bit here, and Caesar's like holding a devil fruit. I like it, Picasso. So just this first page here starts off with Vegapunk saying that even if the world does not accept how she came to be, the girl is unmistakably human. It was a success. I bear witness to this achievement, and I maintain that it is a huge step toward world peace. And at the beginning of the chapter, we don't know exactly who he's talking about. I'm pretty sure he's talking about the person that is revealed to be a clone at the end of the chapter. But then we cut straight to Vegapunk walking in on Bonnie crying on the floor, and she is just tricking him and attacks him as soon as he shows concern and approaches her. Bonnie stabs Vegapunk, and a bunch of glittery objects come out of him as she turns him into like a child using her devil fruit power. I don't know why. Is this something that's happened before? Maybe it's not. It's kind of goofy that all this stuff comes out of him and it's like a manifestation of all the years he just lost. Is that something that's happened to other characters before? Am I crazy? I don't feel like it has. I mean, I don't really care one way or another. It's just kind of goofy, but she confronts him and is like holding him up and asking about why he turned Kuma into this robot. This to me is when the chapter gets like super interesting, because we cut back to Kuma and he's climbing the red line and we still don't really know what's going on there. But we find out from Vegapunk that he promised Kuma no matter what, he would keep it a secret as to the reason why Kuma wanted this to happen or allowed it to happen. This is really interesting to me because it's clear that this is something that's been hard on Vegapunk himself. In fact, he says that he wishes he could forget the entire ordeal. Bonnie then sees another room and walks over to it, and this is perhaps the most interesting development that happens in this chapter, at least for me, is that she walks in and she sees one of Kuma's big old paw prints just kind of hovering in the air, and we find out that Kuma's ability is to manifest the intangible. And because of the possibilities of Kuma's power, Vegapunk was like trying to run these experiments. One of them was based off of the 21 gram theory about the soul. It's a real thing I've heard about before. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do know that there was actual experiments ran on, there's for some reason that humans lose 21 grams when they die or whatever. Doesn't matter. That's something that this is based off of, and Vegapunk was specifically interested in weighing memories. And in this flashback with Kuma here, which by the way, I really like the way he looks. He's kind of adorable in this little panel here. But anyway, in this flashback, Kuma refuses to take part in this experiment, but then it's made clear right after this when Bonnie's approaching this, Vegapunk's like, no, don't approach it. There's nothing but pain there. And this moment here with Bonnie where she says, I know my father's ability all too well, and she approaches it and is saying, there's memories in here, isn't there? I'm gonna make a prediction based off of this scene here with the revealing of Kuma's memories being accessible right here in this moment. We're about to get a meaty Kuma flashback. We're gonna learn about the true story behind everything that happened to him. We have a rough outline, I feel like, we have a rough outline of sort of what his life has been and how he got from point A to point B, but we have not filled in any of the blanks. We don't know a whole lot about this man himself and the truth of what happened to him and how he got to this point. And I think we're about to hit the point where we're gonna get some kind of fat, juicy flashback where we're gonna learn a lot about his life. And in that flashback, you know how much information that can be revealed? I mean, this is a character that's been so mysterious for hundreds and hundreds of chapters. This is an opportunity that is massive, especially considering the groups that he has been involved with, the revolutionaries, the world government, Vegapunk. So much can be learned in a flashback with Kuma, and I want it to happen. I have a feeling it's going to start in the next coming chapters, because if Bonnie touches that thing and she absorbs his memory, we're gonna get that flashback. It's gonna happen, right? Like, maybe not, but I think this is a really good chance of happening. Anyway, this is the thing I'm most excited about from this chapter, because I have a feeling that before Kuma reaches the top of the red line, or like maybe right when he reaches there, is when the flashback's gonna start, and I feel like we're gonna learn some crucial information in it, because this is sort of a reflection of like Saba Odi Archipelago, where I probably said that totally wrong, but it's sort of a reflection of that, and I feel like in that arc we learned a lot of information, and the same thing is probably gonna happen here. It's after this that we cut to Nami and Usopp and Sanji and one of the Vegapunk clones, I can't remember his name, but they're all watching sort of the battle, they're monitoring it from up in that station, which I kind of forgot they were all in that place. And really what this page is accomplishing here is setting up this next step in the conflict in which the Vegapunks have to get there in time to essentially re-establish the hierarchy of command over the Seraphim, because right now they don't have control of it. And that leads directly into, I'm going to skip a page real quick, it leads directly into CP0 basically telling the Seraphim, hey, before Vegapunk gets here, blow up everything, destroy everything. And to me, this is really exciting, because to me, this implies that if things are about to start getting blown up, if they're about to start just destroying this island for a while, we're probably hitting the point in this arc where shit is about to go totally down. I mean, shit's been going down for a while, but like, I feel like we're hitting the point where the dial is about to be cranked from like an 8 to like a 12. It's about to go sicko mode. It's about to go crazy. But between the establishing of the fact that the Vegapunks need to get there, we get to see Zoro and Brook fighting Kaku. It's actually a pretty funny encounter because Brook doesn't know what he's supposed to be, and it's one of my favorite fights in the entire series is when Zoro's fighting Kaku and he's just like laughing at him. He just think it's so funny. Kaku's trying to do his nose gun thing, and he's like spinning around doing this gyro, and Zoro's just not having any of it, kind of just pushes him away. It doesn't look like Zoro's all that, worried about this fight. I don't imagine any world where Kaku does any kind of significant damage to Zoro, so I don't feel like this fight is probably all that important right now. Although anything with Zoro in it is gonna make me happy, so I was content with just these couple of pages for right now to tide me over. So the entire chapter up to this point is packed full of reveals and action and all sorts of stuff going down, and then we end it on a crazy cliffhanger where Stussy walks in and like basically puts Kaku to sleep with poison, and Rob Lucci turns around and he looks like legitimately scared here for a second, which he never shows emotion like this, which is kind of crazy to me that this is like a thing, like he's clearly worried here. And it says Stussy, and she says, I'm putting him to sleep. Would you please join him, Lucci? I think it's time for your catnap too. And it says that she's a clone of Miss Buckingham Stussy of the Rock Pirates, and that she was the first successful clone of Mads. What? What now? I'm gonna be fully honest, I could barely remember who this character was, because she's only kind of been in the background of some of these arcs. She's never been like a main player in anything that's going on. So when she showed back up, I was shocked for a second, mostly because I was like, I recognize this face. I do not recognize this person from the Rocks Pirates though. And to continue being honest, I don't have any real theories about like what the implications of this are or like what this could mean for the overall story, because I don't feel like I remember enough about this character to be theorizing on anything. But what does get me excited about this is, one, the fact that clones exist like this, because she looks just like a normal person, and like what other clones could exist right now on the world, right? Also, she's a clone of someone from the Rocks Pirates, which is one of the most intriguing mysteries right now, is Rocks himself and just that entire pirate crew and all the significance and all the important people that came out of there. Anyone who is even remotely related to that group gets me excited. Also, like, why is she here now? And like, why is she putting them to sleep? Like, I don't understand what she is doing and like what motivation she has or what's going on at all. But I'm very excited based off of this, because it feels like one of those moments that like, as we learn more about the significance of this, or maybe as I remember more, like this is gonna be like a turning point in this arc. Plus, anything that gets that little bitch Rob Lucci a little bit scared makes me happy. I don't like him. He's such a hater. He's such a hater, dude. But anyways, guys, all in all, this is somewhat of a feast of a chapter. This is my first time truly reading weekly, and that's part of the reason I was dehydrated, waiting for some sustenance from this story. And this is my first time doing it like this, and this is not a disappointing chapter to start with. There's a lot of meat on these bones, and I can't wait to explore the mysteries that are continuing to be explored throughout this arc. This has been a banger of an arc, and I really feel like it has the potential to just reach that 10 out of 10 status based off of where it goes from now. For me, how we're gonna get to that 10 out of 10 is by having that Kuma flashback, baby. Anyway, that's about it for me. I don't have a lot more thoughts on this right now. I'm just really excited that I get to now do this weekly. I'm gonna be doing every single chapter. As soon as I read it, I'll probably be making videos on them because, like I said, I'm really excited. Every single time I'm gonna get anything new, I'm probably gonna be freaking out. So let me know what you thought about this chapter and what your reactions are, because I really do want to know what you guys are thinking and feeling, because I am really excited to just like share this experience with people. And until next time, guys, I hope you're happy and healthy. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you then. Bye.